everybody, welcome back. This is algebra review number 6. We're going to work on classifying, adding, and subtracting polynomials. Okay, so first some vocabulary. A term, as I'm sure you know, is each part of a polynomial separated by addition or subtraction. Okay, so this is a term, 5x squared is a term, 2x is a term, and 5 is a term. Okay, standard form of a polynomial is always in descending degree, so highest degree first, never repeating degrees, so always in simplified form. So here is a standard form polynomial, highest degree, and then 2, 1, and then a 0, constant term. Okay, this is my leading coefficient is what it's called of the whole polynomial. So it's the first number that occurs. My cubic term, quadratic term, linear term because it's a power of 1, quadratic because it's a power of 2, and cubic because it's a power of 3, and so forth. Okay, so always in descending order. The degree of a monomial, which is one term, is the sum of its exponents. So if I had, say, 2x squared, x squared, oh my goodness, I can't even write. Let me clear that back up again. If I had 2x squared y to the 5th, the degree of this monomial would be 7 because the powers are 5 plus 2, okay? Degree of a polynomial, however, is the highest degree of the term in the polynomial. So this one is a degree of 3. This is a third degree polynomial, okay? So don't confuse those two things. So classifying a polynomial, we classify by the number of terms and by the degree of the polynomial, okay? So by the number of terms, if we have one term, it's a monomial because mono means 1, right? If it's 2 terms, it's binomial because bi means 2. Trinomial is 3, and then 4 terms or greater, we just start calling it like a we call it like a fifth degree polynomial or a 6th degree polynomial, and so forth and so on. Okay, or not 6th degree. I'm sorry, 5-term polynomial and so forth. Okay, classifying polynomials by degree. If it has no degree, so in other words, no variables, it's just a constant. So polynomial 5, it's just a constant. If it has a degree of 1, it's a linear, so it forms a line. If it has a degree of 2 as the highest degree, it's a quadratic. We've kind of talked about those, I think. It's a parabola. A degree of 3 is cubic. 4 is quartic. Quar means 4, right? Quartic. And then 5 is quintic. Greater than that, we call it a 7th degree, 8th degree, 9th degree, and so forth. Okay? So let's check this out. Let's go ahead and practice this. So what is the first of all, let's classify it by the number of terms. And first of all, is it simplified? It is simplified. There's no like terms. We have 3 terms, so it's going to be a trinomial. Okay, so it's a trinomial. I'm going to go ahead and just underline this, and then we'll write out what it is here in just a second. There we go. So it's a trinomial. Okay, and then what about the highest degree? It's a 3rd degree right here, right? So it's going to be a cubic. So what we write is that it's a cubic trinomial. Okay, cubic trinomial. So it's kind of classified by both. Okay, how about this one here? This one is a monomial. So what's the degree of the polynomial? So we have to actually add up the degrees of the monomial to figure out. So this is a 5th degree. Okay, so we're going to write that as a 5th degree. And that's going to be kind of a special one because it's just a monomial. So a 5th degree. So actually it could be called quintic, right? And then a quintic, and since it's one term, it's just going to be a monomial. Okay, so we'll actually just go ahead and write that as a quintic monomial. Okay, because it's a monomial, we add the total power of the 2 variables together. Okay, how about this guy? So look here, we are not in standard form, right? We have to put this in standard form first. So this term's going to go first. So we have 3x squared, and then cubed, plus x squared, and then negative 4x and 2x can be added together. So it's minus 2x. And now we're simplified. Okay. Now we can classify by number of terms, which is a trinomial. And it's the highest power of 3. So it's going to be cubic, right? So we're going to have a cubic trinomial. Okay, cubic trinomial. All right. So now we're going to start adding these guys together. Okay, so in order to have like terms, the variables and their corresponding exponents must be identical. So the variable and the corresponding exponents have to be identical. Okay. So first of all, I always like to look outside the parentheses and make sure there's nothing I have to distribute, which there's not. And so then I go through and say, okay, I have a cube here and a cube here, right? X cubed, X cubed. So that's going to be 8x cubed, okay? And then I have my next power, which is squared, right here. Positive x squared and a negative 8x squared is going to give me a negative 7x squared, okay? Then I can go to my 4x, and I don't have an x term over here, so it's just going to be plus 4x. And then I can go to, let's go to my constant here, negative 7 and a positive 3 gives me a negative 4. And so this is simplified right here, okay? All right, here is my simplified polynomial, okay? Okay, so this guy right here, we have to be careful because we have a negative sign here, okay? So we have to rewrite this guy. We have 3x squared, y squared, plus 2xy squared, plus 6x squared, and then minus 2x squared, y squared. So we have to distribute this negative sign throughout, right? So minus 3xy squared plus 2x squared, okay? Now we're going to have to start finding out, what is our order of variables here, okay? Well, this is a 4th degree monomial. That's a 3rd degree monomial, a 2nd degree. There's another 4th degree monomial. There's a 3rd degree, and there's another 2nd degree, okay? And so here are my two 4th degrees. Let's see if they're the same terms. They are x squared and y squared. So we're going to add those together, which is x squared, y squared, because it's 3 plus, it's squared, because it's 3 and minus 2, okay? Then we have this one here, xy squared, and those are also the same variables. So it's x to the first power y squared, x to the first power y squared, so I can go ahead and add those. 2xy squared and negative 3 is going to be minus xy squared, okay? Then I have my x squared and x squared here, so 6x squared plus 2x squared is plus 8x squared. And oops, I should have put that in a different color. I thought that was in pink. Sorry about that. So 8x squared, and now we are all simplified, okay? Just subtracted that. Okay, so go ahead and find this one. You might want to just try this on your own, pause it, and see how you do, okay? We're going to distribute this negative all the way through. So we have 2a squared b squared plus 3ab squared minus 5a squared b minus 3a squared b squared minus 9 plus 9a squared b, and then minus 7a b squared, okay? So let's find out what we got here. We have a power of 4. We're adding our exponents, right? 1 and 2 is the power of 3. That's a power of 3. That's a power of 4. That's a power of 3. And that's a power of 3. So that lots of power of 3s there. We have to figure out which one's which, okay? So a squared, b squared, a squared, b squared. We can add those two together. That becomes a negative a squared, b squared, okay? The next ones we have ab squared. That's not that one. AB squared, a squared b, a squared b. So let's go ahead and do this guy right here. A squared b, a squared b. So that's going to be negative 5 and positive 9, which is a positive 4, a squared b. Okay? Then we have our ab squared and ab squared. So we have a 3 and negative 7, which gives me a negative 4, a b squared. And then we have that simplified. Okay? Okie dokie. So you guys have a worksheet in Google Classroom. Go ahead and get that done, and I will see you all in class. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.